Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to the Los Angeles Clippers My NBA series here on NBA 2K24, where today the Clippers play host to the defending NBA champions in the Memphis Grizzlies, the team that won it all last year. But despite that, this is a Grizzlies team that is not like the champions last year, to say the least. They sit 23-32 and it is quickly falling apart here for the Grizzlies. So today we're going to take a look to see why that's been. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content as they get ready for their game here at the Intuit Dome. The Clippers currently, they sit 26-28, the 7th seed in the Western Conference, currently in line to make the play-in tournament, but we want to try to escape that route this time and make the playoffs upright. But this is a big win for us if we can beat the Grizzlies, as we are underway with Memphis winning the tip, and they will start off with the basketball wearing their statement blues while we're wearing our whites, as the first shot of the game is off the mark. Rebounded by Griffin, quickly pushing the pace. James Harden inside for Kevin Love, and there's the first point of the game. Kevin Love getting it done inside. Grizzlies starting 5. They only return 2 out of their 5 starters from last year's championship team. That's part of the reason why they have not been as good this year. They have a lot of roster turnover for winning the championship last year. Very questionable moves in the front office. But Ja Morant gets on the board first for the Memphis Grizzlies, tied up at 2 apiece now. As Highland off the screen tries to drive inside, there's going to be a blocking foul on Brook Lopez. And we're actually going to do something a little differently. We're going to go later into the first quarter. We're not going to watch the beginning of the frame. Instead, we'll go 4:45 left to play here in the first, with the Grizzlies with a 4-point lead, up 15-11. Some of the backups check in for both squads, give some of those guys some love, as BJ Boston will check in for the Clippers. Just something to note, no Ivica Zubac. Remember, he'll be out for the rest of the regular season with a broken left leg. So that's why Blake Griffin and Kevin Love are getting the start today, as there's a nice floater for Ja Morant, who's had a very good start to his game. He's got 6 of the first 17 points for Memphis. Also, for the Clippers, no Chris Dunn in the lineup today. He's serving his first of his 2-game suspension. So Highland and Harden will have to rely a little bit more at the point guard spot. As speaking of Highland, he gets an and one on Pirtle now. He will send him to the line, and he will make the free throw. And it's a 1-point game. Memphis Grizzlies with the ball currently up 17-16, a 1-point lead. As here's Pirtle down low, and he misses on the other end. Rebounded by Blake Griffin up the court quickly to Boston as the ball gets tipped around and ends up in the hands of Morant. So good defense there by the Grizzlies. And now Ja on the other end gets to the basket with a floater and another kiss off the glass as Memphis extends their lead. Ja averaging 25 points per game, a 3-time All-Star named again this year, as we're coming right off of the All-Star break that was actually hosted right here in Inglewood, California. So it's been a fun week out here in sunny California. We're back to NBA play, the first game post All-Star break. As if you saw it, it was the West that was victorious, 119-114. Actually, excuse me, the East that was victorious in a closely contested contest. But back to the game here, Ja again getting to the basket and scoring. Nice feed there by Pirtle, who was also part of that championship team last year, acquired last year in a trade that sent Steven Adams and Luke Kennard to the Raptors, and it was a nice trade for Memphis as they ended up winning it all. Highland on the other end gives it over to Love, trying to back down on Ja. It's a nice size mismatch as Leonard fires a 3 and he's off the mark. Rebounded by Johnson. He quickly pushes the pace. Highland trying to guard him, and it's a little too strong off the glass. Nice defense there by Bones, who collects the rebound himself. Over to Boston Jr. Being guarded by Ja. Goes to his right. Back over to Griffin, who said this will be his final NBA season. Hand off to Highland. Good defense here by the Grizzlies as Bones tries to drive inside, and he actually draws the contact and the foul. We'll go to the end of the first quarter. The Grizzlies lead 30-21 after a frame of play. Hot start here for Memphis. We'll go later into the second, though. The Clippers hanging on strong, 38-37 now. Only a 1-point game, as Clippers are doing a good job in just staying pat and keeping this one close. As there's a miss for Memphis. Now a chance for the Clippers to take the lead. This man right here has been hot so far tonight. James Harden has been the leading scorer for the Clippers, and he's going to get to the basket and give the Clippers a lead. Nice layup there by Harden. averaging 22.3 points per game this year. Was not named to the All-Star game. We did not have a single player make the All-Star game last weekend. A little bit surprising considering our 3 players, but nonetheless. 39-38, Johnson drives inside, kiss off the glass, and that one good. And again, the Grizzlies back with the lead. Keldon Johnson, the former San Antonio Spur, who was one of the guys acquired in the trade, has sent Desmond Bane to San Antonio. Yes, Desmond Bane was traded at the draft last year to the Spurs. A very questionable move at the time, and well, even more questionable now. Harden long 2, can't get it to go, and Blake Griffin with an off-ball foul, just completely dumped Poeltl to the floor. And some more substitutions come in for Memphis' side. Marcus Smart will check into the ballgame, as well as Jordan Clarkson. As meanwhile, on the Clippers side of things, we'll see Kevin Love re-enter the fray. So our starting 5 is back out on the court, as Morant with a 3-ball, a little too strong, rebounded by the former #1 overall pick, Blake Griffin. Harden's going to take a 3 on the other end, and he's going to knock it down. James Harden feeling the heat. Gives the Clippers again another lead here, up by 2. This is now 42-40. It was all Memphis in the first quarter, and it's been LAC here in the second. Morant over to Lopez, top of the key. Brook Lopez knocks down a 3-ball, gives the Memphis the lead right back. Brook Lopez, the former Milwaukee Buck, who was acquired earlier in the season when they traded their draft pick Stephen Castle to Milwaukee. The guy they got basically in the Desmond trade, they shipped right over to Milwaukee for Brook Lopez. So yes, very interesting front office decisions by the Grizzlies the past year, but I mean, they did win a championship last year, so something we didn't do. Lopez with the top of the key. Now here's Morant being guarded by Kawhi. Gets a screen. That's a long 3, but it doesn't matter for Morant. We all know he's a shooter as he knocks down that one as he continues to pile on the points here. 46-42 now your score in favor of the Grizzlies. Harden with it, trying to drive on Smart. He's going to get fouled. Marcus Smart called for the shooting foul. That will send the Beard to the line. And like we said, shooting 22.3 points per game this year, 51% from the field. It's been a very good year for James Harden, who knocks down both of his free throws and has now entered takeover mode. So Beard got to be somebody to watch out for here on the court. Morant, though, also a guy who's had a hot start. There's another 3 attempt, this time off the mark. Rebounded by Griffin. Highland pushes it up quickly, just trying to get it in the hands of Harden. He backs up, calls for a screen. Kevin Love gives it to him left side. He gets by his man, gets to the basket, kicks it out for Leonard for 3, and Kawhi can't hit. That was the selfless play by Harden to find the open man. Just couldn't capitalize. Instead, Memphis still with the basketball. 3.5 to go here in the first half. Jordan Clarkson now with it, and there's some contact off ball. They're going to get James Harden on a personal foul. Didn't look like he really agreed with the call, but nonetheless, it'll stay on this side of the court. As Lopez will inbound the ball, quickly finds Tobias Harris. Harris to Morant, top of the key. He misses on the 3-ball. Rattles around, rebounded here by Griffin. Over to Highland, now back to James Harden. He's going to pull from 3, and he's going to knock it down. That's what happens when you're feeling yourself. James Harden now up to 18 points on the night, 15 in just the second quarter. He gives the Clippers a lead, but just like that, Ja answers right back, gets to the basket. It's basically been the Harden versus Morant show, as he has 15 points, 10 of those coming in the paint. Harden looking to answer right back, gives it up to Leonard. Been quiet today. Screen left side for Love. Kawhi uses it, gets to the basket, dishes it around, pass to Harden for 3. This time can't knock that one down. Rebounded by the Grizzlies. Chance to extend their lead here. Clarkson out with it, hands it off for Lopez, back over to Morant, who has Leonard on him, but Ja just uses the speed and blows right by him. Leonard, one of the best defenders in the business, but he can't match the speed that comes with Ja Morant. Now a 3-point lead here for the Grizzlies. As now Harden dribbles it up, gets a screen left side. He's still in takeover mode. He's going to take it to the basket here. Doesn't get a foul and doesn't miss. Or he does miss. Marcus Smart with the rebound up to Jordan Clarkson. Tries to drive on Leonard. Shakes him. Step back. Nice move by Clarkson, but he can't get it to go. I mean, Kawhi on skates there. Instead on the other end. Island back over to Harden. They're going to trust Marcus Smart on him. One of the best defenders of his time. Harden with a 3-ball, he knocks it down, though, shakes his man, and we're all tied up at 50 apiece with less than 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Harden's in takeover mode, Morant's in takeover mode. Grizzlies are going to call a timeout And we're actually going to go to the end of the first half where it's 55-52 Memphis. A close game here in the Intuit Dome. A much needed win for both teams this game could be. We'll see who takes it in the second half. As you can see, Morant leading the way for his team with 19. Harden leading the way for his team with 21 in a very contested ball game. Both teams going tit for tat here in the first half. But only one of these teams can win this game. We'll have to find out who pulls away here in the second half as we jump right back into it. It'll be the Clippers starting off with the basketball. It inbounds for Harden. You can see the 5 on the court here for LAC, Highland, Harden, Griffin, Leonard, and Love. While for the Grizzlies, it is Morant, it is Harris, it is Clarkson, it is Jackson Jr., and it is Brook Lopez. There's an illegal screen for Blake Griffin that'll quickly turn the ball over for the Clippers. So now the first possession chance here for Memphis. Ja will walk it up the court himself. 19 points in that first half. Over to Clarkson now. Jordan Clarkson pulls up from a long 2 and he knocks it down. Jordan Clarkson, the former Utah Jazz acquired just before the season started to add some more veteran leadership to this Memphis squad. He knocks down the long 2 there, extends the lead now to 5. Leonard gets a double screen, finds a pass to the basket. You could tell he wanted to slam that one home, but Jaren Jackson Jr. with the foul. Making Leonard earn the 2 points as Jackson Jr., a second-team all-defensive player last year in the NBA. Very smart on that side of the ball as Leonard, though, will knock down both of his free throws, so he gets the points anyway. On the other side of the court, quickly an isolation play here from Morant, who drives by Highland, hands it off for Lopez. Trying to back down on Blake. Gives it up Clarkson, this time for 3. He can't get it to go. Rebounded by Love. Clippers now with a chance to tie. They give it up to Harden, who's just going to drive to the basket, and he's going to get the foul call. And 1 for James Harden, trying to pick up right where he left off. Takes it right to Clarkson, gets the 3-point play, and we're all tied up at 57 apiece. Back to square one. So you got packed house here in the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. As Lopez gets it and gets to the basket, he finishes with a very crafty-looking layup. Grizzlies are doing a good job tonight on the pick and roll. It's been where most of their points have come from. Either Morant's too fast or the Clippers try to come over and help, and Lopez has been able to get to the basket. Highland with the right side, just drawing the shot clock down. Now inside 8 seconds. Finally, the Clippers try to get something to go. It's a catch and shoot for Harden, and he's going to miss to his left. Rebounded for Tobias Harris. Now up to Morant. Grizzlies house a 2-point lead as Morant gets by Highland and slams it down with 2 hands for safety. Ja Morant feeling himself. You can see he's been on fire this year on the road, almost averaging a double-double when away from Memphis. And it's not slowing down here tonight. 4 points separates these two teams. Inside for Love. Dishes it back out to Harden, looking to reset. Tries to back down his man, but not going to get any sort of help there. There's, of course, Jaren Jackson Jr., like we said, second-team All-NBA. Shows it there. Gave Love nothing. On the other end, a cutting Morant gets to the basket. When he doesn't have the basketball, he's still finding a way to the hoop. Nice pass there by Clarkson, and the Grizzlies now jumped out to a 6-point lead. There's Highland on the other end. Top of the key, over to Harden. Inside for Love. Trying to back down Jackson again. Spins, but great defense forces the miss. And now Memphis is in team takeover mode. This could get dangerous if you're the Clippers. Highland trying to guard Morant, but he throws an alley-oop up for Jackson Jr. And the Clippers wisely call a timeout before this one gets out of hand. Fortunately, though, the lead is continuing to extend. Now 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. The Grizzlies house a 12-point lead over the Clippers as they had to use another timeout because, well, the Memphis Grizzlies just continue to pull away. This one was 57-57 at one point, but since then it's been a 25-13 run here for the Grizzlies, who are putting up an absurd amount of points here in the third quarter. It doesn't look like they're done. Here's Johnson inside to the basket, and there's 2 more. Grizzlies shooting up over 65% here in the third quarter, and they're closing in on 70. Cannot be stopped here as Morant is still in takeover mode, by the way, currently guarding Highland. Bones just trying to do something with it. Again, just letting the shot clock run down. It looks like the Clippers offense has been very just isolation heavy tonight, and it hasn't worked out. The Grizzlies, one of the better defending teams in the National Basketball Association. This just has to lead to Covington throwing up a 3, and it's not even close. Rebounded here by the Grizzlies. Smart hands it off for Morant. Gets a screen right side, and here's the pick and roll working again. Griffin tries to help on Morant, and it just leaves Poeltl wide open. They've made 38 of 70 shots here tonight compared to the 24 for 57 of LAC, and the second half's been a completely different story. 16-point lead now here for Memphis, as Griffin with it at the top of the key. Dribble handoff for Leonard, trying to get him more involved in the offense. He's been relatively quiet today. Drives by Clarkson, though, gets to the basket, and he scores. Almost rejected. Hopefully that gets Kawhi going a little bit. 86-72 now your score. Morant with the basketball. Highland's going to need some help because Morant is starting to feel himself. Gets some separation. Nice pass inside, and it's an and one for Poeltl. We're going to go to the end of the third quarter, and this one's turning into a blowout. 98-81 is your score. The Clippers with over 40 points in that frame. We're going to go into the fourth quarter and just kind of look at the start, but if this one gets any more out of hand, we might just call it. As there's Johnson slamming a home, and that's not helping. The defense continuing to be porous on that side of the floor for the Clippers. It's now a 19-point lead in favor of Memphis, as the Clippers just look like they haven't even shown up since the second half. More isolation in basketball here, and it's Harden trying to work on Smart, who's one of the better defenders on the Grizzlies lineup, and it doesn't work out. Just questionable basketball calls here for the Clippers, as they've just abandoned what's got them going here in the first half. Smart will lose the dribble, but Poeltl will pick it up, and he'll get fouled in an and one. And yeah, I think that's the exclamation point of this game. The Grizzlies rout the Clippers here in Inglewood, 126-101 your final score, as it was all Memphis in the second half. No answer for John Morant and the crew as we take the loss. Harden went ice cold there in the second half, ended up 10 for 30 shooting on the nights. Leonard did get 20, a quiet 20 for him, but it just wasn't a good game all around for this team. Paul George was supposed to have the night off. He ended up playing 6 minutes, by the way, but nonetheless. Here's a look at the Grizzlies lineup. John Morant, 39 points for them. He led the way, almost a double-double with 9 assists, while Poeltl did have a double-double leading the way with 14 rebounds. We do bounce back, though, and win the next game 105-97 against the Lakers, who are one of the worst teams in the league. And this is a big game for the Lakers because after this game, LeBron James has made the shocking announcement that this is his final year in the NBA. The King is calling it a career after this season. He has said that he cannot handle the grind of another year. And at the age of 40, he is going to retire. So a big-time shockwave around the NBA. LeBron James only has about a month and a half left. Also, something that happened in the NBA, Damian Lillard now leads the Miami Heat in three-pointers made in a season, making 274, and we still have over almost 2 months of basketball left. We then win the next game against the Hornets, 126-103, so at least we win 2 in a row, getting us back up to 28-29 on the season. And unfortunately in that game, Paul George pinched the nerve in his neck. I'm not sure why my injuries aren't showing up in my tab. I had to go look in here to find them. But nonetheless, he will play through his injury because it is the second half of the season. In next episode, we will travel to Minnesota to face the Minnesota Timberwolves. We faced them twice in the past 3 weeks, and we've split both games. So this is the rubber match against one of the best teams in the Western Conference. A good measuring stick to see where we are. But thank you guys so much for watching this one. Sorry we got routed, but sometimes it happens. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop that like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.